So guys, step 2 on vector portraits is I'm going to talk about line weight. Now, in the last video, we discussed the fact of taking the brush tool, all right, going to the line layer and obviously creating a stroke. Now, the problem with creating these is that different lines hold different weights. And when you are looking at your image, again, back to becoming an artist, I'm going to turn off the lines layer for a second and we're going to zoom in. You're going to see that some areas really need to be dark. All right, some of these areas really need to be dark. So they're going to hold stronger weight or a thicker line. So as you're going to start creating these lines, the darker areas are going to have the biggest lines. So some of the things to think about when doing line weight is around the face or creating the larger shapes are going to have the thicker lines. So one more time, the bolder shapes are going to have the thicker lines. So around the face, thicker line. Around the cheek and nose, thicker line. Here in the dark hair, thicker line. Eyes, thicker line. Dark areas in her hair, thicker line. Now, some of the fine lines or the detailed lines, like her thin hair, are going to have thinner lines. Between her teeth, thinner lines. Eyelashes, eyebrows, thinner lines. Some minute details, thinner lines. And I'm going to show you guys that here really fast. Let's turn back on the lines layer, turn off that layer. All right, and you can see here I've created a varying levels. You can see thicker lines around the face, and you can see thinner lines around the eyebrows, and some of the thinner lines in the hair. And it's creating the detail that she's going to have some hair. So the second step after you've created and put in all the major shape is for you to go around your piece and to put in some thicker line and some thinner line. Really consider line weight when you are working on your image. Remember, thicker lines going to draw emphasis to areas, so bigger areas need thicker lines, and thin lines are going to indicate smaller details. All right, so the second step, and you don't need to put lines in everywhere, and you don't need to outline everything. Again, you as the artist are going to pick out some of the major items that will need attending to. And obviously in her face, I'm going to obviously her hair, her eyes, her nose, her teeth, her earring, her ears, and a little bit of her clothing here. All right, so second step in your vector portrait is to consider line weight.